everybody, and welcome to Y'all Gaming, the only show on the internet that asks, are y'all gaming? Damn, that loads up fast. I remember when Twitch took forever. I went live, and I was on the channel, and it went up right away, which is crazy to me. It usually takes a long time. Welcome to Y'all Gaming. We're here to talk about video games, and I hope you guys are too. It's Sunday, and it's normally not the day that we do things, but we're doing it today just cause. So, I'm Coney. I'm here with TK. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, it's Sunday, so
Happy Sunday.
Praise the Lord, amen, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just, it's been a pretty simple weekend. I think I didn't really do much. I actually haven't done much at all this weekend. I was like so caught up on everything that like yesterday I was just restless. So play a little HDR obviously, and then that was it. But yeah, now here we are talking about some games. And well, a beta too. So if you guys didn't get a chance to check that out, we got two topics for you today. First one is the game that I was talking about with y'all a little while back. It was the Spiritfall game, and like I looked at it.
Mhm.
Tony said he didn't like it. He didn't like the way it looked.
No.
Well, he's wrong. That game's great. It's a good time. It's only in what is that? It's only in
Early
alpha,
access?
whatever, early access, and
Yeah.
it was very fun. So I got 3 weapons right now. You got the hands weapon, which is always great. You got the archer or the bow, which surprisingly they made that bow work very well, but I'm not really good with that weapon yet. And then the hammer, which is just basically a sword.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a fun game. And when you get to the boss, like y'all run in like an arena, kind of like the KOF stage. And then there's another area like where there's like a rift that opens up, and then you like play Smash Brothers with like one of the Rift bosses, and then if you beat them or you take 3 stocks from them in the amount of time that you get 3 rewards. So it's really cool. Definitely enjoy it. It's very quick. Like I think the runs so far, all my runs are like 30. Yeah, I don't even say 30 years. I feel like my runs are like 15 minutes, but I feel like a full run probably is like 30 to 45 minutes, which is like that's kind of standard for most roguelikes now.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying that game. So yeah, if you haven't got a chance to check out Spiritfall, then definitely check it out. I wouldn't say that like it's revolutionizing anything. I think it's just a really good platform fighter roguelike. So
I keep getting it mixed up with Wild Frost, which I think is another game. And it's not even the same. It's just like another game, Spiritfall, Wild Frost. I feel like there's so many games now that like you put the 2 words together and you kind of slump them together, and it makes a new thing. And they occupy the same space, but I'm still looking at it. I mean, is it? I don't know. I just don't like the way it looks, if I'm honest. That's like my number one thing keeping me away from it.
Let me look at that game. You were talking about the Wild Frost.
It's not the same at all. That's like a card game.
Oh, never mind. I don't even want to look at it no more.
No, it's not even the same. It's just like the naming convention. It's like a card deck building kind of thing, and those are all over the place too. But
I know what you mean though, because yeah, it's like I don't know, like there's a like you got Wild Hearts. It's like there's a name generator, and they're just kind of like putting Atomic Heart, Wild Hearts, Spiritfall, Wild Frost.
You could just put any adjective and any noun together, and it probably comes out into the same thing. So,
and we're getting a new game, Fire Flame. Like, okay,
yeah, cool. And then it turns out to be like a town building sim. It's like, okay, I couldn't have guessed that. It's like a cozy farm simulator. All right.
Yeah, but this one is, I mean, it's good. I know last week we also talked about Have a Nice Death.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one that I felt like I liked for like the first few like runs I did, and then after that I was just like, I kind of hate this game. So that's unfortunate. Like, I was trying to get a little further into it. I'm looking at some of the recommended ones here too. They have a Neon Echoes, a 3D side-scrolling action roguelike game with anime and techwear style, but there's no video. And that kind of sucks because I always want to see the video. Oh, there is a video. I want to see what that looked like. But yeah, I mean, roguelikes right now, I feel like for the most part, I think that's another one of those genres. It's kind of like the platform fighter genre where like there's probably some really good roguelikes out there that would just never get shine because they're not like Hades or Dead Cells or something like that. And that's kind of what I feel about like Spiritfall. I feel like Spiritfall is pretty nice. But at the same time, like I just, in the event that like we ever get a Dead Cells, well, I guess we're getting Hades 2, so like that's happening. Dead Cells 2 is probably never going to happen because they're kind of GTAing it right now by just continuously putting out updates or keeping that game alive as long as possible. In fact, when did that game even come out?
I think we looked it up. It was like 2017, but it's crazy because like I feel like
2018 was when it was full release,
but that was the full release.
I'm pretty sure I played that like 2 years before the full release. So
me too. Yeah,
yeah.
it was old by that point, and it's weird because I keep seeing it on directs and on other stuff. They keep like popping out new things and like new DLC. They had a Castlevania thing, and I'm like, Jesus, like there's always new stuff. So
there's always something. Yeah, I don't know how they're doing it, how they're keeping up, like with the amount of stuff they put in that game.
Yeah,
but it is one of the few reasons I still turn on my Switch. So
sure,
like even if it is an old game, it is still very successful in what it does.
It's good,
and it's really good. And then I mean, I just don't really see them going anywhere after that. As far as like roguelikes though, like I think if I had to like pick, if I was going to give you some recommended roguelikes for y'all on the channel,
sure.
Hades is obviously one, Dead Cells the other. I would say Wizard of Legend is pretty up there.
Sure.
It's one of my favorites. Let me actually go to my list. I got a list of them.
There's a bunch of those, bro.
There's a bunch of them. If you like the three, I mean, obviously, if you Risk of Rain, but like that's kind of like a given.
Yeah.
Like everyone has probably at some point in time played Risk of Rain. Let me see, Astral Ascent. I wonder if that ever actually updated because that game was fun.
You know what got updated? And I did a bounty. I think we talked about it before. Sifu. Dude.
Oh, yeah. How was the update?
It's good. So
yeah?
Apparently what they did was they added 4 updates, which I didn't know about. But this last one has like arenas, and the arenas are based off of like, one of them is the Matrix. So you just have a bunch of Mr. Andersons that you're fighting, and you're like in the middle of them. One of them is the hallway scene from like Old Boy. There's a ton of like specific scenes taken from movies, and they put it into the game, which is really sick. I forgot how much I loved playing that game, even though I wasn't good at it because I don't remember anything. Like, fighting in that game is so different and intricate, but it's awesome. And I've been kind of going back and taking another look at the game because it's so good. Not really a roguelike, but kind of. Like, because you do get upgrades, you know?
Yeah, but, like, it's like, that would kind of make it a roguelike. Like, you still have to kind of start from the beginning.
Right.
You know? So, like, yeah, you do get some upgrades and whatnot, but at the end of the day, like, nothing is really going to make that game extra easy.
Right.
Like, like, I feel like you can get some upgrades and, it's going to be cooler moves and whatnot, but if you still don't understand the base of the game, you're just going to get washed.
You're never going to get, like, 500% damage, so every hit kills somebody in one hit or something.
Yeah, so, I think my last game, though, is, like, this one's actually kind of out the blue, but Star Renegades was a RPG roguelike.
Okay.
That was pretty lit. If you are into like the RPG style, it wasn't like turn-based though. It was kind of like not turn-based, like random encounters and stuff. It was kind of like you would kind of like pick a spot on the map and there would either be like an enemy there or like,
sure.
Yeah, and then like once you get to the battle, it's definitely turn-based and there's all kind of cool stuff on that. I played that a bit. I know DeBuzz was playing it for a little bit. And then and then I mean, like, I feel like, as I said though, this is just a genre that like if you don't like roguelikes, you're just not gonna get into much of them outside of the first 2 that I listed. Hades, everyone loved Hades, and most people will at least beat Dead Cells the first time. So
yeah,
I don't know how much after that, but I definitely have all the DLC, so I'm still kind of sliding through that as well.
Yeah, I'll beat it at some point. I feel like everything just gets compared to the big stuff. I beat I don't know if I beat Dead Cells or if I got to the end during the early access and I was like, okay, I beat it. Like, I didn't want to keep going,
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that, like, the thing about like Dead Cells is that like you have to beat it multiple times to get like the true ending.
Right.
There's every time you beat it, you get but it's not like the Nier, where like it's a different story. It's just the game gets harder.
Sure. Okay. I don't remember how much I beat of it, but I was like, I think I'm done. So I think I'm good, but maybe one day I'll go back to it. I definitely beat all of Hades until I got to the point where the who's the guy? The guy with his like the trials, the tribulation, the heat stuff, and it was like do it, and everybody does 800% more damage, and you can't hit, and you can't jump. I'm like, shut up. I beat the
Oh
game.
yeah,
I'm not doing
I know
that
what you
stuff.
mean.
That's stupid. Making me beat the game like 10 times.
That game, I think if you try to actually beat Hades fully, it's got to be like 300 hours. Like, and
Right.
that's if you're like a perfect runner too. Like, you beat it every time that you go through because you need all the materials to upgrade your stuff and forge relationships with the people there. So if you want to do like everything in Hades, yeah, GG's, bro.
Yeah, those statue things are too nasty. So, well, that's Spiritfall, which I still feel like I know nothing about, despite us talking about it, me looking at it. It doesn't have an identity, bro. I don't know. I'm not into it.
It's a Smash based roguelike. There you go.
I'm sleeping. I'm looking at it and like,
This guy hates Smash Brothers, bro.
I'm not into it. Nope. Not playing Smash. I might play HDR, but I'm gonna have to get that paperclip thing and hack my Switch. And
Do you even have an old Switch, right? I feel like you never updated your shit.
I think so. I mean, I updated it with software, but I never bought a new one.
It's just the hardware.
So okay.
I don't even know. Like, that's weird though, because I'm like wondering, like, what did they just like move the little RM thing that you have to hit at the bottom of the? I think it's like, now people are getting too. We got to put that like inside the system now. So.
Yeah, it had to be something like that, but yeah, I might do it one day, especially since it has online. But
Aussie said Tony confirms hate Smash. That's true.
I'm not trying to play that. I'm trying to play some multiverses, but they turned it off.
Yeah,
dumb. Well, one game I am playing and I'm excited to play is the next game we're talking about. But before we do that, I think we have an ad read that we have to go through, and I can't bring it up because you're on Discord, so I can't look at it. So can you tell me about it?
So, hey, people, ¿tú quieres hablar español? Well, you can do that with Babbel. It's a good little site for you to go ahead and check out real quick. For most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers. Not me, though. I was great at it. Talk about what class you took. Oh, I was in Spanish, and I got all the way up to I was in like AP Spanish by the end of it. So, but I also knew Spanish before this, so it was kind of cheap.
You helped me with Spanish work in college. I don't know if you remember that. I came into your room and you helped me out a little bit, and it was like easy. Like, I like the library. Me gusta el library. Like, it was so like 101, but I had no idea what I was doing.
This guy, bro.
He knows what he's saying.
But you can learn faster than Coney learned by using Babbel. 15-minute lessons make it perfect. Make it in a perfect way for you to learn a language on the go. Babbel's expertly crafted lessons are built around real life. You learn how to have practical conversations about travel, relationships, business, and more. So if you guys are trying to learn another language, doesn't have to be Spanish, can be any type of language. They got all kinds of languages on Babbel. Then right now, when you purchase 3 months of Babbel subscription, you can get additional 3 months for free.
Woo!
That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code YALLGAMING. That's Babbel, BABBEL.com, and use the code YALLGAMING.
It's important to broaden your horizons, learn new languages, expand your brain. Check it out, Babbel.com. I think it's Babbel, probably. It's like the word Babbel, but switch the E and the L. Check it out, promo code YALLGAMING. So easy.
Yeah, very easy. So and that was La Biblioteca is definitely just
same thing.
That's how you play library.
Yeah, I hate taking new languages, but if I wanted to learn one, I would definitely go to Babbel.com and use the code YALLGAMING.
All right. So anyway, moving forward though, we do have the last topic we had, which was the SF6 beta, and also the showcase in general. We can talk about all of it. The showcase did actually show us quite a bit of stuff. There's some characters I wanted to see a little bit more about. There's some mechanics the showcase is mostly about World Tour. Mm-hmm. Would say tour. That's how they said it, which is kind of World Tour. And like I really really like the idea of World Tour because as I say, one of the biggest issues with fighting games is that they're not accessible to casuals. So like if you're not going to like sit down and lab combos, or you're not going to just play with your other friends that button mash, you're just not going to have a good time because the minute you get online, you're not playing people that button mash. You're getting destroyed. So now this World Tour gives you like a way to play the game without actually having to hop online and get your ass beat. It's actually like a little adventure game for you now, and I think people love playing adventure games and like kind of building up their character to be super strong or whatever. So really good adjustment there from Street Fighter to kind of go in that direction, at least for the one player mode. And yeah, that's about all I can say about that part of the game. But what did you think about it?
When I saw the skill tree, I popped off. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I love that. I played a little bit of the demo. You beat people up, get XP, invest into skill trees, which do like more punches damage, more kick damage, more throw damage, whatever. I love that so much. I think it's going to be a great way for people to learn the game without having to invest into just getting their beat online. Obviously, there are tutorials, there are combo trials, but I think that there's something to be said for putting people in a scenario where they have to do the stuff and learn it, and it's not the same as like playing a computer or playing just a random person. I'm hoping that there's a natural progression in the actual single player itself, and if there's not, then it's just fun because you get to beat up refrigerators, which is great too. I'm glad that they put that in. I'm shocked that it took so long for a fighting game to be like, oh, we should integrate these systems into a beat 'em up, which feels natural. Like that should have been that for a while.
Yeah,
but it's something that is obviously a little bit harder to implement than it is to just say like the idea of it. So I love it. I had a lot of fun with it. I love the fact that you can just beat people up on the street and other people come up and they watch and they like take out their phones and record it. That's very fun.
Yeah. I see. JC said modern damage doing less damage is dumb. I actually think that's a great thing because I feel like if I'm mashing one button and you're mashing one button, but I'm not on modern controls, then yeah, I should do more damage than you. Like, because if I mash jab 3 times and I get 3 jabs, and you mash jab 3 times and you get jab, cross, uppercut, super, yeah, I feel like you shouldn't get as much damage if I was actually doing that whole combo, like for real. Now, I think they may be doing a little too less damage, and I think they can like up the damage a little bit. But for the most part, I definitely like the idea that like, if people want to mash, let them mash, but like don't benefit them from mashing because they still should try to want to learn the game eventually.
I was investigating a little bit, and I think the normals are the same damage, but the specials are less, and by a lot, I think, because I was looking into modern controls, and then I eventually was like, I'm not going to do this because I think modern controls are there if you want to learn Street Fighter, but like once you hit a certain point, you are going to, if you're good enough, you're going to invest and be like, okay, I can't keep losing because like it basically changes 1 or 2 neutral interactions. And then you lose off that if you have the modern controls. It's like, all right, I can't keep losing off this. So maybe what you'll do is actually invest and say, okay, well, let me learn this classic. And by that point, you already like the game, and you're in on it. So that's what I think they're going with. But I don't know. I wanted modern to do the same as classic, but I understand why not. Apparently in classic, one thing that I did test too, if you're in modern, you can still do the classic inputs. Which is cool. I don't know how that's gonna work for every character, because like for instance, Luke, the sandblast is quarter circle forward. So obviously, if you put quarter circle forward to any button, it'll say, oh, he's trying to do sandblast, and then the tackle I think is quarter circle back kick. But since you don't have kicks and punches, and it's light, medium, heavy, it's like it knows whether you want to do a punch or a kick based on context. But if you're playing as a character who maybe mixes those up, then it might not know. So it's kind of hard to explain, but I'm wondering how it shakes out in the end. But regardless, I loved the demo. I'm very excited for the game. I want to spend a lot of time in the demo, but I also don't, because I don't think I'm going to be playing Luke, so it feels like a waste.
Yeah,
but
they bamboozled me for sure on that demo. I was like, because last demo we had like 7 characters to play,
right,
and it was all in there. I was like, all right, word. I was like, ooh, maybe I'll finally get the chance to play like Marina or Marin or something. Nope, or Manon. No, you get Luke and you get Ryu, and I was like, I know for a fact I'm gonna be playing either one of those characters. So yeah, I guess I would just be waiting till June to actually get a chance to figure out who I really want to play. But I do like the fact that, like, I mean, if you were watching the showcase, they do, as Coney said earlier, they give you a lot of ways to learn about your character.
Yeah.
Like the trials aren't just like do this combo. Now they have like anecdotes of like, oh, this is one of your longest range pokes and stuff like that. And I think that is a really good way to teach someone who knows nothing about those terms or the game in general to at least like start from the ground up,
Sure.
and like get a basic understanding of fighting games. So, do you know who you're like looking at already? Like who you think you would want to play just off of visuals?
Just off visuals, Marissa, DJ, maybe E Honda, which is weird because I feel like I've never been interested in him before, but I like the way he looks here. But like, I think he's Charge. Isn't E Honda Charge?
Yeah, Charge
I'm not doing
and
that.
button. I don't know if I think he's still button smashes, but
Yeah.
yeah, like for the 100 hand slaps or whatever.
Yeah, I think maybe just Ken. Maybe I just become a Ken player again because he's, and part of me is like, do I do the demo and just play as Ryu because like Ken might transfer over, but like Ryu has that new install, right? He has the thing where he charges up, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe the girl, the T-Hawk girl, Lily, is that her name? She's cool. Kimberly, like there's a bunch of characters that appeal to me. I'm excited for it. The only people I definitely don't want to play are Manon, who I hate her style, but apparently her play style might be fun for me because she's like big on 50-50s and grapples, and I don't want to touch JP. JP is not interesting to me in one bit. So
what? JP seemed like the character for. Did you not like G? The president?
G looked funny. I thought G looked funny, and I played him a little bit, but I was like, not really. Like, but it's weird because in fighting games, I have less experience. So, like, if I look at a Smash game, I can like peg where somebody is in like a minute. I'm like, okay, that's what this guy is. I can sort of rationalize in my brain. Is he like Fox? Is he like Sheik? Is he like Mario? Is he like Marth? But in fighting games, it's like I don't really get a great sense for it. So like because it's different. I could tell, like, obviously Zangief is a grappler, right? You get that. You know how that works. But some of the other characters, like, I don't know. The context is different and how they operate within the game, and I don't have enough experience. So I see JP, and I'm like, I don't get this. Same with Minette. I know she's, like, you know, putting out the balls and, like, kind of puppety, but not really, more like a trap setup character. But I don't know. Those characters are too complicated.
Yeah. Well, she didn't get announced yet, and she probably won't ever come back. But if I get another Laura, then I would like to play Laura. Right now, though, I'm definitely looking at Marisa and Lily. I tried to play Kimberly a little bit in the first beta, and I was like, oh, that style's not for me. I ended up playing Jury. I can play Jury, but like she's not who I want to play. And then Cammy will be the last person I might look at.
Cammy is so boring, dude. Like,
yeah. But
she's
so effective.
She's effective. I played her in Street Fighter 4 because she was so good, and I didn't have to be good. Like, it was like I was like, I'm not worried about. I could just remember stuff like Spiral Arrow and the kick that goes on the ground. Like, they're way easier than other characters, but she's so dull. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if they ever gave me Adon back, I'd be in there.
I love Adon. Adon rules.
He ain't coming back. He just been gone. Street Fighter 4 is the last time we seen him. We'll never see him again.
How did you feel about them revealing all the characters? Because I thought that kind of sucked, honestly. I was like,
Or like the next characters?
Yeah, like I get why they did it, and it like drives a little bit of hype, and maybe people are like, oh, I will buy this game because that character's coming out in the future. I'll get him. But like, I was sad because now we know who's coming out all the way up until 2024, and I'm like, I don't like any of those guys. Maybe that's a good thing because that means I can just like hold strong to my character and not feel like I have to switch. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think not a single person or a character in that little reveal made me think, oh yeah, because like I didn't give a shit about Rashid and in Street Fighter 4, and then I've almost never played Akuma, and the other two people I barely even remember, so just was not for me.
Yeah,
it was not for me.
Rashid, Akuma, Aki, and Aki's the new one. Oh, and Ed.
Oh yeah.
I was excited about Ed. I don't know anybody that likes Ed.
Why Ed when you can Luke? He's right there, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want the Smash Easy guy, right? Like, I don't. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Ed was so funny.
They should give Ed a cooler name. That's all. Like,
yeah.
Ed's just not really. It's not really like really selling me on a, on a character. But oh well. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we get some like. I think returning characters are sick. But I also want like at least a couple new stuff. If they were gonna go like alternate like returning new or something like that, I'd be down for that.
I feel so stupid because I just searched Ed. I don't know why I thought that Google would know what I was talking about. I just searched Ed in Google and I got erectile dysfunction. So Ed Street Fighter. Let me look at that guy. My bad. Google. I don't need pills. Ed and Falky. Falk. I don't know how to say her name.
Falk.
They're so boring. Like,
Yeah,
these character designs suck.
Yeah, it was like, I think they were like Shadowloo agent. They had like the Shadowloo gear on. Basically, they're just like Shadowloo agents. And it's like, all right, this kind of y'all look like y'all just came from the army, but like not in a good way, like Guile. Like y'all just
right.
I just came from y'all just military plants right now in this game. So
I just don't like the way they look. And I guess they both had the blonde hair over the eye, but they're like the same character. I don't know. I was really sad with these two, but I guess we got
Falk did have the stick though.
She had the stick and it would shoot, right?
Had the blicky, yeah.
That's kind of cool, I guess. Everybody said that I should play Ed in Street Fighter V because like he's got like simple controls or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of the stick, hold up, let me.
You have a stick? Wait, Laura Bailey played Ed in Street Fighter 4? What? It says the English voice actor. He's probably a kid, right? Is that what it is? He was like a young guy in Street Fighter 4? I don't know. Nah, it says she did. What is that? I thought you were getting a fight stick. You're muted, bro. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot. You're muted. I can't even hear him. Does he even know he's muted? Dude is, I don't even know what he's saying. No, you're muted. Hello? He's muted. He's muted. What? Where did he? He had the gun and I don't even know what he, okay. Did he pull something? Oh, now he's looking. This is going to sound really weird on the podcast. Hello? All right, he put up his hand. I think he's done. I think he's he can't even see me on the Discord. All right, well I think we're going to call it there. He left. Hello? No. Well, I think something may have happened to TK there when he went to go get the stick. Broke out the gun and it all shut off. Whatever, we were done anyway. Thank you guys for tuning into another edition of Y'all Gaming, the only show where y'all can game. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. We'll get TK back on, hopefully. I don't know if he's going to stream. I'm streaming tonight. But, yeah, we'll see you next time. Check out Babbel, babbel.com. Use the code Y'all Gaming. We'll see you soon. So long. Goodbye.